This specifically for sugar is of northern Vermont. This is centered on Morrisville, a cold spot typically. And you can see the temperature pattern here. Nighttime lows will go below zero, it looks like for Sunday night into Monday, and almost 0 degrees again the following night. And we do step ladder back up. There could be a sap run along about Wednesday, and potentially that may carry over into Thursday with an overnight low. It is going down below freezing, but it comes right back up into the looks like 35 to 40 kind of realm. And again, this is a cold spot, Morrisville, so it could be actually a little bit warmer than this in parts of central Vermont. But then the temperatures do go back down again, and then come back up, and not a whole lot of temperatures here getting above the freezing mark down the road. We're talking into early mid parts of next week. So looking a little bit more longer range here, it's colder than normal. These are temperatures, of course, calculated greater than 10 degrees below normal. This is what's occurring currently right here on this weekend. So I don't have any data for a couple panels here, but we do jump over to the 23rd of March, and you can see colder than normal temperatures, quite a bit colder, and this is over the entire northern hemisphere. And again, eastern North America has been the problem. And you can see the temperatures do moderate a little bit. We're still talking about below normal. What we're looking for is anything above the white, and then into the warmer colors, of course, as we get into the oranges and browns. And we see a little bit of a spark there that comes in on the 26th, 27th, then it exits off the coast. And we're back into below normal temperatures, which will then settle in and lock in once again across the northeast United States. This will take place through the 3rd. We're talking the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. We get past roughly about the 9th, 10th, things start to relent as we're going to undergo some weather pattern changes, and it has a lot to do with what's happening across the North Pacific that's going to edge east. And we're going to flip that with warmer than normal temperatures. Roughly along the 10th, 11th, 12th is going to be the transition. And then from there, we're going to go warmer than normal along the eastern seaboard and colder than normal out west. And that's the pattern which would bring some kind of a trough and then a ridge of higher pressure, and just basically do the opposite of what it's been doing for most of this really January and February into March. So here's the transition pattern. So for sugaring, we're going above normal, and we'll get to that in a second. But the lighter colors here, now this is the European Ensemble, which is the best model we have available for this. The GFS model is coming around. They've tweaked it considerably, and so down the road a piece, I think we'll be looking at better information to corroborate with the European. However, this is looking pretty good here. Is it too good? That's the question mark. Again, we're talking down the road around the 17th, the 18th, the 19th. So if you're a sugarer, I would be prepared for some pretty good sap runs at this point in time. I think ground temperatures will stay cold enough to support that. We just have to check the minimum temperatures and see if we blow through the sugaring season. Of course, that is the worry at this point. Means and averages. Let's take a look at that. So this is Burlington International Airport. So our average high is generally in the low to mid 40s, average lows in the mid 20s. Your mean average overall above the freezing mark now already in the Champlain Valley, and headed for temperatures by the end of the month. Maxes in the mid 40s and lows at night in basically the upper 20s. So we make some pretty good movement on average temperature here. So these above and below normal averages, of course, are based off this. And so average highs generally we're looking at high temperatures generally in the 50s as we get into portions of April, and the average lows at night above the freezing mark. Again, this is for Burlington, a warmer location. But if we make that switch around the 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, well, looks like nighttime minimums are already basically above the freezing mark, and this could be problematical. So sugaring season may come to an end for some locales, maybe as early as the 11th and 12th, as we stay above average according to the longer range computer modeling. Cold spots, Morrisville, some of our locations are northern Sugarbush, North Slopes perhaps, north facing, may eke it out, but we are seeing a consistent change roughly in the vicinity of around the 13th, 14th, 15th. Here's your temperature anomaly over the last 7 days. You can see colder than normal conditions here, warmer than normal across a large area of the northern plains, back into the west. Southeastern states have gotten into some warming, colder than normal across Mexico. They've had a fierce amount of thunderstorm activity across much of northern Mexico. Okay, same kind of deal here. This is going back from the 8th through the 22nd of March, and you can see this is what much of the country has been enjoying. We have not. Month to date, again, colder in the east, southeast a little warmer, Mexico, etc., since the 1st of March. And for a little different look, this is the winter, the months of December, January, and February, much colder than normal. Look where the coldest temperatures have been, basically right over Vermont, out of season, anomalous, and parts of northern Canada, parts of Greenland. That's good for the Greenland ice pack. And then out west, of course, above normal temperatures. This is using the Global Forecast System, GFS model, and you can see model skills have been generally, this is the higher you go here, the more closer to decent predictability. So in the last 30 days, we have averaged 91.8, but you notice the model skill is starting to go downhill. And notice this dip back on the 21st of January. European model skill since back on the 1st of January is certainly better, but it did fluctuate back on the 6th of January. These predictive qualities are nasty. But you can see that done a little bit better with the European model, which is my model of choice, although the American GFS is definitely coming up. And proof is in the pudding. This is the 5-day average anomaly correlation of the European model versus the GFS in red. And you can see that these numbers are lower with the European model generally just a little bit better. Not all the time, however, as again, the American GFS model has been tweaked recently and it is starting to come back. That's good news for us in the future. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights.